What up, everybody? It's me, Mr. Right, here with another deck profile to give you out the chaos and mayhem at your car fighting areas. We got Mike
How's it going?
from Pulp Central.
Gaming.
He's one of the owners here. Y'all should check it out. What's the address?
6030 St. Andrews Road, Columbia, South Carolina.
That's right. So, I've been playing against his Luard. This deck is freaking amazing. I'll let him explain everything and what he runs.
All right. First, I start off with my full ball Diablo as a starter. He allows me to pressure my opponent by putting multiple attacks on the field. Depending on what I'm playing, though, I run a secondary starter, but I usually start with 4 starters. So my secondary is going to be Nessa for Ritual, and then I run 2 more Blaster Diablo or full ball Diablos just in case. So I'm allowed to look for my units if I Luard Stride, and when I call him out, I'm able to retire him to call another Blaster Dark to the field. So this helps me in late game pressure to multi-attack. Besides that, I go into my grade 1s. I would say that my most important grade 1 is going to be my Perfect Guard. And of course, a lot of people would think, yeah, it's guarding, but that's not really the effect of the card. Once I have 2 of those in the drop zone, I get to discard cards, so I get to thin my deck out, which helps a lot. So I run, of course, 4 of those. From there, I want to move into Drag Wizard Knives. Knives allows me to kill a rear guard off, and if I combo it during Ritual GB with Full Blow, then I get to bring another Blaster Dart to the field. And if I decide to bring either another Blaster, I can also call a Blaster Dart Spirit. Spirit will allow me to bring units to the field, counterblast, and kill something in the front row, which is a really good effect late game. My next grade 1 is going to be my Blackwing Swordbreakers. Swordbreakers, once they hit the field from the deck, I get to counterblast 1 or soul blast 1 and draw a card, so that really helps me in late pressure. I only run 2 of those. Looks like I covered them up.
There we go.
From there, I move on to my last. I do a Dark Heart Trumpeter. Trumpeter allows me, as long as my Vanguard's Blaster is Soul Blast, and look for another unit. Usually I want to search for either another Full Blow, or I want to search for a Blackwing Swordbreaker so I can get some draw. So I like to get my hand.
I'm going to go with the triggers. We kind of skipped over
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's cool.
Alright, my triggers are really sporadic.
Yes.
I run 2 draws. The only reason I run 2 draws is just in case I need some hand pressure. And then, of course, you run the standard 4 hills. I'm not running anything specific on any of those. If I don't even use Hal's effect, I usually just let them just ride. I do love this card. Cursed Eye Raven allows me to search for 2 units that are going to get retired, so I just kill them anyways. So at any time that I don't have enough, if I can put one of these down the field, I at least get 1 attack with my stride. Then I also have Mage of the Rogue Eye Arzer, and then he allows me to basically retire him and count as 2 units. And besides that, I'm running 6 vanilla crits.
But why does he run so many steps? Bitch, because he wants to. I'm going for the 2s.
Alright, let's see. My 2s, my main, my love. First playing golds, rolls, and running from Majesty. I love Blaster Dark, regardless if he's Spirit or not. So I got 3 of those. Spirit, once it hits the field, it allows me to counterblast 1 if it's from the deck, and then blow up something that's a grade 2 or less from your front row. And then, usually from there, I get to bring a little bit of pressure out, depending on what strat I'm using. From there, I also run my Makas from the Legend deck. Maka is great at basically GB1. I can counterblast when I'm attacking and just bring something out. A lot of times I'm either going to search for this and bring full ball out, or if I have enough soul, I'll search for another Dark Heart, bring a full ball out, attack, and then kill something off. Besides that, I like to run Drag Wizard Leofel, excuse me, and his effect is if I'm GB1 in Ritual, I can kill something in the same column as him and bring something out, or draw a card, depending on what I want to do, or do both. So I usually kill Full Blow, bring out another attack, retire him for the effect, I get an 11k hitter, and then from there I also get to draw a card. So it actually works out pretty much in my favor.
It does. It surely does.
Everything thins the deck. Thinning the deck is really the optimal thing, because if you're running off a Luard, then you get a lot of effects. Of course, in this build, I would say Luard can be the most important card of the deck, but it's not the most necessary card. Luard's effect allows me to basically Ritual Stride, putting back 2 units, and then from there I get to search for units for killing. If I kill Full Blow, you know what's coming out. I'm going to bring something to destroy your front row. And then from there, I can ride on to Blaster Dart Diablo. Diablo's effect is really great. At GB2, if I have a G-Guard, basically off of first stride with Luard, I can put him on top of Luard during the stride motion and kill something on your field as well as get a free stride off the bat. Then I'm going to ride into my grade 4 lineup. Now, my grade 4 lineup is not that important depending on which one I take first. It really just depends on the opponent.
It really ain't.
It really is not. Of course, we have a Sea Breeze in there as a stand-in just in case I get, basically restricted on striding. I've got a Dismal in there because there's really no reason not to run Dismal.
Yeah.
I run 2 Ludvigs. The only reason I run 2 instead of another third one is Ludwig is an interesting card, but I'm really just using him as a gimmick. I just need that first stride, and if I need to get rid of something on my field, I can just get it off from the grade 1 or 0, and then it just retires. Now, from there, my very first stride really is opponent dependent. If you have a full field and I know it's going to do something, I'm going to try to make you get rid of your Rose. Now, if I'm riding with Luard and I have a vanilla basically deck, I don't have anything out that I need, I'm going to run into Spectral. The only reason I run into Spectral first is because with Spectral's ability, I can search out for my grade 1s and I can run Darkheart. Darkheart has to have a blaster, so I can use him to have the same card name, and then from there I can search for more units. Once I've searched for those units and fill back up my field or draw my cards, then from there my second stride is what makes the game important. Now, my second stride, as I'm hitting your field, I want to go into Carnivore. Once I hit with Carnivore, Carnivore is going to kill 2 units off, and then he's going to make you kill 2 units. Or I kill 1 and you kill 2. But if I kill Diablo, then I get to call a Blaster Dark Spirit out. Most people usually pick their back row, and once they pick their back row, I call a Spirit out and kill your front row.
Yeah.
Now, that stride being late game, usually I can knock out your field. I have a pretty decent hand advantage, and from there, everybody's favorite card comes out. Dark Phantom Blaster Diablo. Once he comes out, I counterblast, and I choose 3 of my units, and then unless you can kill 2 of your units, then you can't guard from hand. He also gains a critical and +10. With him, killing out my units and killing out my field is a really great thing. But if I'm striding with Luard, the one wonderful thing about Luard is he constantly recycles my deck. So every turn, I'm constantly either putting back a full Blau Diablo, or I'm putting back a Blaster Dark Spirit, or I'm putting back a Blaster Dark. Simply because if I'm putting 1 of each back, I get to call 2. When I retire, I get to call another set of attacks. So I'll attack with the front row, another front row. If I have a Nyes in the back, then I will hit and boost. I'll kill out Diablo. That's only 12, but that's still hand advantage. I'm going to knock your hand down. Once that 12 goes away, if you don't trigger check, if you don't get a trigger, then I'm using Diablo's skill to search for another Diablo. I'm going to bring Blaster Dark Spirit or Blaster Dark Diablo to the field and attack again. So essentially, each stride turn with a Phantom Dark Phantom Diablo, I should be able to get at least 5 or 6 attacks off, and then that's not including stand triggers. Now, once I've killed those units off and restand, I should have 2 Blaster Darks in the front row, and from there, it's just me attacking you relentlessly. As a backup, I have 3 more copies of Carnivore. I have, of course, the second copies of my Diablo, and then I run a Dark Grim Recruiter just in case late game I need 1 last stride. If I stride on him, then I'm going to try to use him to hit, and if I can hit, I can bring 1 unit out. If I can at least bring 1 unit out, I'm going to look for a Star Call, or this might be a 2. Nope, it's 1 or less. So I'll look for a Star Call, fill up my field again, attack. If I use Star Call's effect, if I have a Nyes on the field from previous game, I can swing, kill out Diablo again, and then bring another unit to the field. So it always gives me a backup plan.
Well, he has definitely impressed me ever too well with this deck, how much control it has and how much pressure it has with, okay, I got that stand trigger. Never mind then, I ain't got it. So, this has been Mike from Pulp Fiction.
How's it going?
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, that's
Pulp
the t-shirt. Pulp Fiction
Gaming. Pulp Central Gaming. Like, comment, subscribe. Any questions, comments, changes y'all leave them in the comment section. And holla at your boy. Also share this video with your grandma, auntie, sister, grandma's sister, auntie, great auntie, and anybody else who plays Vanguard.